The conversation was so good on Mike Adams 2.0 that I had to bring Brian Mendoza onto Cage Minds so I could chat him up more about everything going on in his life and a big opportunity. Brian, first off, thank you for the time. How you doing?
Thank you, man. Happy to be here, and I'm doing great, bro. Just locked in camp and just getting this last push and these last couple weeks in before fight night.
April 8th, main event, interim world title fight. Sebastian Fundora, Showtime main event, something that's been a pro journey, 9 years in the making, even longer because of the time spent as an amateur. How does it feel now looking back on what's been 10, 11, 12 years of work?
It's been crazy, bro. It's a really long road just to even get here, but I wouldn't change it for anything. I wouldn't change it for the world. This is what I love to do. I'm super grateful, just for the journey I've been on. Like the places I've been able to go, the people I've been able to meet. Like, it's just dope. I'm grateful for every step, and then it's finally seeing the hard work pay off. That's huge too.
Were you expecting this kind of opportunity? I know last year the uppercut knockout heard around the
Mm.
world. You announced yourself, but did you expect this kind of opportunity was up after that win?
I had a hunch just because not really a title or anything like that, but I knew something big was coming because I went in there a big underdog against that guy too, and that was a former unified world champion that I beat up and took out. I took him out and shocked the world with that one. And it's time to do it again, but I just knew something big was gonna come because after that fight, they made me go up to his new weight, which was 160, and I'm normally at 154. And after I knocked him out, they actually ranked me in both weight classes. So I was a world ranked fighter for several organizations in both weight classes. So I knew something had to give. I made too much noise to just get some random fight or something like that. So I knew it was either a big name or something. But just to have the title attached to it, that's huge, man. That's huge.
So many questions off of that answer. Talk about 160. So is this Brian put it on muscle mass? Because we knew you as this shredded figure going down to 147.
hmm Yeah, I definitely held on to 147 a little too long. Because I debuted, I made my debut. Since then, I was at 47, and just like 5 years in, I think 5, 6 years or something, and I just outgrew it. But I was like, I already have 16 fights in a weight class and this and that, um, but no, it's just you live and learn and everything, and we're at 154 now that that's where I'm shredded, super lean and everything, and then 160 it was just a bit more comfortable. I didn't have to do that last final little stretch of a cut, but no, I felt really strong at 160, and I feel great still at 154. So now I consider myself a fighter in two weight classes.
Has there ever had to be a moment of mental adjustment where those first 18, 19 fights here locally, you're the heavy favorite, and you mentioned a moment ago, upsets, underdog. It was a position that when you left New Mexico, you weren't used to. Was there a kind of mental adjustment at some point of going from the favorite to embracing that underdog role?
Man, there's been mental adjustments all along the way. It's just been wild, but yeah, it's just yeah, it was hard at first, because I'm used to that, but I've always wanted big challenges. I don't like, just fighting Joe Schmo and just whoever. Like it doesn't. You don't wake up the same for that. Like I'm always trying. You've seen me. I'm always in the gym, always training hard and everything. But when it's a bigger name or someone that you really have to be careful with, someone that you're not even expected to be, it just adds that much more, and it's actually a lot more fun. I'm starting to embrace the role of underdog because the victory after that is just so much sweeter.
And I kind of touch base with you on Mike Adams 2.0 about getting used to these bright lights. But my gosh, the biggest lights, you're there, it looked like
hmm
in the first 10 rows for Plant
hmm
Benavidez. What was it like being in that atmosphere? And how does that motivate you knowing you're just a couple short weeks away from headlining on that same company's card?
It was again, big, just super motivational. I was there, like you said, I was pretty close up, and I just kept looking at those shiny green and gold belts, man. I really want one of those. I can feel it already wrapped around my waist. I've been visualizing it. I've been working for this for so many years. You said 9 years as a pro now, and even since the amateurs, just always dreaming of this type of stuff. And now I can finally have one of those green and gold belts wrapped around my waist. So it's just incredibly motivational. I'm super grateful to be here, but like I keep repeating, the dream is to win the title. I'm not happy. I'm not one of those guys, like I made it farther than other people, like this and that. Nah, I need the win, the trophy, I'm not just going in there, oh cool, I made it this far. That's not it. That's not the dream. The dream isn't just to take part, it's to take over.
And the dream, you have to get past what's quite a tall order in Sebastian Fundora. Was this somebody that you had expected to fight? Was he somebody that you had already kind of sought out, was expecting this day was going to come?
More or less, ever since I saw him, I had a feeling, because I'm one of the guys that accepts whatever fight they send me. I'm not like, oh, like no, not this guy. Let's go with this guy. Like they literally they send me a fight and I take it. I got the Rosario fight 10 days notice. I've had fights before that, big fights 2 week notice. Like they know I'm gonna take the fight. I'm always in shape and everything. So I knew because a lot of guys are scared of this guy. He's turning into like a boogeyman or something just because he's tall. But I feel like people just get so caught up in the height that he doesn't even use and everything, and his volume of punches and stuff that they just get scared. They're defeated before they even step in the ring, and I'm like, I just don't care. I've been sparring and fighting tall guys my whole career, and I'm gonna go in there and I'm a problem. He has to deal with me as well. I'm not just going in there like, oh, how am I gonna figure this out? He's got to figure me out as well.
How much do you think you can't let him be comfortable in this fight? Let him do the things that he likes to do.
100%. I have to dominate from the opening bell. Even if it's like if I'm not, winning a couple of the rounds or something, but I need to establish my presence and just start like establishing the dominance as well. Just pushing my pace, the pace that I want. Working when we want. Just moving around the ring when I need to. But definitely, I need to use my ring generalship, my experience, and everything to take over from the beginning and just break them down.
I'm not expecting for you to give us the quotes, but I'm guessing that with having Olympians, former world champions, all these other people in the gym at your disposal, there's more than just in ring work. There's heading into your first title fight. There's got to be some mental aspects of stuff that they've also been sharing with you in lead up.
Yeah, oh, tons of it. It's just crazy experience to have around me. I constantly have like Robeisy Ramirez, two-time Olympic gold medalist. He's actually fighting for his first world title this weekend. It's fight week for him, and he's like a computer. I swear. He's just on like he does so many things that he doesn't even think about. Like he's that old cliche. Like he's forgotten more than some people will ever learn. And it's crazy, to have him in my corner constantly. He's basically like another coach to me, and just constantly, advice from him. And it's always, just relax. Even today, I was talking to some other world champions in the gym that is just, relax. There's literally no pressure on me. Like I have nothing to lose, everything to gain. He's the one that, has to feel the pressure. He's supposed to be this big favorite and this and that. But when I start bringing that heat, I feel like that pressure is going to crack him.
Do you feel like there's an element of surprise that you have in your favor?
Absolutely, because I don't think there's tape that he can study on me for the way I'm gonna fight. Against the Rosario fight, that was obviously a very different style, right-hander, shorter, power puncher, this and that. And he's a tall lefty volume puncher. And even other lefties that I fought that were sort of volume punchers, but there's no tape, for the Brian that's coming for this. So there is, but he's just either way. There's gonna be a surprise because he's just expecting a power puncher, some other strong guy or something, stuff that he's dealt with before. But I don't think he's ever seen anything like me at all. Because I do have intelligence, I do have ring experience, ring IQ, and just to go along with the power. So there's just a lot to it. It's not just swinging away, throwing big bombs or anything like that. So there's definitely gonna be a little surprise.
And I'm sure you don't want to get into the full details and dissection, but how much have you felt like you've changed here over these last couple of years, the move to Las Vegas, and I'm figuring that pressure cooker, you're talking about all these world champions, that has to be a harder day in the gym than your average training day around the world. So I'm figuring this has forced you into an evolution.
Yeah. I always felt like my last, couple years in Albuquerque, I just felt like I hit a plateau. I was still learning, still studying boxing and everything, but I felt like this is what I needed, and I was 1,000% right. The fighter I've become today, if you look at it before and after, it's levels and levels above what I used to be, and that's thanks to the experience. Like I came in, I took my beatings, I handed some out and everything, but it was just a huge learning curve and learning experience. I feel like I've gained 10 years of experience in the 5 years that I've been here. It's just been phenomenal, incredible. I never spar with anybody that's not, a former Olympian, big prospect, world title holder, or a former legend. Just so many different looks and everything. There's just nothing I haven't seen at this point, and it's thanks to to always being in the gym. Even right after a fight, I'm right back in there and I'm sparring or learning with somebody or just something. Just there's too much knowledge out here, and I'm like a sponge, so soaking it all up. So I'm learning every day, and that's what I think is making the difference over the last few years. So yeah, just huge changes over the last few years.
I know that it's been a long journey to get here, and I know that it's all focus, hard work right now on the goal. But was there any kind of an emotional moment that you're getting this opportunity that you're like, holy shit, I'm fighting for a title? Like, did you have that moment as you're signing the contract or before the hard work set in?
Of course, yeah. It's just like like I said in the beginning, I'm super grateful. This is a big opportunity and everything, and I'm always grateful, for every step of the way. And it's just I'm while being grateful, I'm not, getting carried away in the moment. I gotta stay locked in. Just till like even in that last fight against Rosario, you saw I laid him out, but I didn't get overexcited. I didn't even the first knockdown lap, don't get overexcited or anything. Because until that final bell rings or the ref waves it off or something, the job's not done. The job's not done. So I'm going in there just fully, just for another fight. Another guy got to beat up and get out of the way. But of course, I'm super grateful, and it's incredible just to have this type of opportunity because you spent so many years just dreaming and just hoping. Took some losses along the way, just ups and downs in the career. Like you really like it's just ups and downs. It just explains everything. Like there's hopeful moments, there's depressing moments, there's everything. I've felt every feeling there is to feel, and I feel like it all brought me here, so it's just super just ecstatic for this.
6'4", people look at it as a big frame and they look at it as intimidating, but you can also look at him as slender, and you can look at 6'4" as posing a lot of openings because with that slenderness, there
Hmm.
leaves openings to go around the arms and around it. So, well, some people are deterred by this. How much are you salivating the opportunities to seize on those openings?
Man, I feel like I've just been prepared for this, and it is like you said, because a lot of guys are so like, oh crap, he's like over like six whatever, and he's just got all this going for him. But I see holes in his game. I see holes in his defense. I see like just openings, mistakes he makes, and that's what all this experience I came out here to get. That's what it's for. It's time to put it to use. It's not just to have it locked in my head. It's time to put it to use. But even all my days helping Tim Means over there in Albuquerque get ready for his fights. He's I believe like 6'2", like 6'1", 6'2",
Oh yeah.
southpaw. He bangs, so he's there with a high volume. So I've seen this before. I'm not worried at all. Me and Tim used to just get it, just go at it. But it's experience, I've seen before. I feel like my whole life is prepared for this moment. Like I've like now, I'm paying like to bring in sparring partners from all the way from out like Washington D.C. I have people here in Vegas that I brought in, so I have to like bring that stuff in. But since the amateurs, I was helping Tim get ready for his fights and just learning, like how to deal with a long southpaw that knows how to fight inside and all this stuff. I've been gaining experience over the years, and that's what they're not ready for.
Is there a comfortability factor with even if he does get you in his advantageous position, has your back on the ropes, you're like, I've been here with a guy that was much bigger than you and much nastier than you when I was much younger and
Hmm.
much less knowledgeable.
Oh, exactly. It is. It's you have to know that in the back of your head. I've been here before. No matter what happens in there, I've been there before. Because he does throw tons and tons of punches. I think he's thrown like 1,000 punches in a fight or whatever. It's just he's just one of those high volume, just keeps coming at you and with his height and he tries to fight inside. But I just don't care. I've been here before. I know what I have to bring that I can neutralize a lot of his strength and expose his weaknesses and stuff. And yeah, I've been here before and I work way too hard, man. The suffering I've gone through in this camp and all my previous camps and everything, especially since I brought in strength and conditioning coach Tony Brady. He's the coach that trained Diego Corrales for the fight of the century. He trained Andre Ward, Amir Khan, Andre Berto, Yoel Casamayor, the Cuban. So, all these fighters, and that's who I have working my strength and conditioning and everything, just pushing me past and past every limit I thought I've had. Every time I thought I was broken, he just pushed me a little further, and it's been showing. You guys saw the results in the last fight, just how explosive I was, and we really even stepped it up even more for this camp. So I just know Fundora hasn't worked like I have. He doesn't have the experience I have. He doesn't have it. He's not going to beat me. There's nothing he can do to beat me.
Only a couple more for Brian. I doesn't keep this short. It never happens when I'm chatting with him. When we look at this fight, it's something that's been in the works for a long time. Now, also there, you've been working in Vegas here for a long time. You mentioned the new strength and conditioning coach, but Coach Salas is somebody that you've had there in your
Hmm.
corner now for a while, and you've been learning under his system for a while. How much more comfortable? And I know you've had this great relationship, but are you with understanding what he wants now and expects?
Oh, absolutely. The fact that I'm always in the gym is what's helped me, really, really catch up and everything because I'm trying to learn a system that Cubans have had like 400 amateur fights to get accustomed to, and then they come over and they just have, a few years of just adjustments to make and they're set. But I had that full development, that full learning curve I had to get through, which was why I believe the consistency has paid off. And yeah, me and him are definitely on the same page with stuff. I know like just off certain cues, I know what he's asking for. I know what to throw, what to like, what where to move, and everything. So yeah, we've definitely clicked, and I know we're on the same page with all that. And yeah, he's definitely been a huge factor. He helped my development as far as all my boxing went, and I just feel like now Tony Brady, I have the conditioning, obviously the strength and everything to execute. Because I had it in my head, but sometimes like if I would fade a little, late in the long rounds or something, or anything like that. But now I'm not worried about fading. I'll just go all day. I can go 15 rounds if they want. So I'm just ready to get it, and I'm ready to execute whatever game plan we have for that night. So it's just been a perfect, like the synergy is just everything blended together perfect, fell together perfectly, and we're ready to go.
And I'll understand if you want to keep it a secret until fight night, but are we getting a return of the purple attire? It was there on you for so many
Mhm.
fights.
I actually retired the purple. Yeah, that's that's a good one. You definitely know about that. Since the amateurs for the regional Golden Gloves was purple and black always. Um, no, I felt like you said with those mental changes and adjustments and everything, that was something I kind of had to retire because it was still in finding myself, and now like I felt like I had to let that old version of me go. So it was a big step forward for me, but that's why the last fight you saw red and gray, and for this one it's a little darker, you could say. But yeah, I feel like now my fights I come from a darker place, from the like I said, the ups and downs that I've been through and everything. So I use the suits to kind of represent that as well. So yeah, the purple's gone. It did me good for years and years, but I did feel like I had to grow past and evolve, and even the colors I use represent that.
It's Brian Mendoza. You can see him in the ring April 8th. If you don't watch, next time you'll see him, it'll be with the green belt on. Sir, it was
Yes,
great getting to
sir.
talk to you and catch up with you.
I appreciate you, man. We gotta have an interview after we get this and the new out the way.
Definitely, definitely. That's on a to do list for sure.
Yes, sir. All right, man. I appreciate you. Take care, man.
You too.